Well, now, these are 7 useful businesses to start 2024. If you watch my video that I talked about 5 useless businesses to open 2024. Now, these are 7 of them useful one that you can be able to open in 2024. All right. Some of you are telling me, hey, Joseph, we love that video. Make us a video about now what are the best ones we can be able to open and what have you. And this is it. Let's get into the business. And by the way, if you're watching me for the first time, this is Good Joseph speaking. I mean, that's my name. And by the way, I talk about businesses, investments, money, finances, and everything. So if you'd love that kind of a thing, then go ahead and subscribe. You know, below here, just next to my subscribers, there is a small button written subscribe. Hit that magical button, like the video. Let's get into the business. All right. Now, see, when we talk about useful businesses to start 2024, there are some of the factors that I've considered. If you were to close your eyes and figure out what's happening in 2024 or in this 21st century, if you want to make some money, two things: you either find out a problem that you can solve, or second thing is you find out what majority of the people want. And most of the people nowadays are selfish. It's not about them, it's not about how they look, they appear, they think, they relate, they affiliate, and all those kind of things. All right, let's get into the business now. The business number one, and don't forget me, as always, I have saved the last business option for the best. Okay, fine. It's true. I want you to watch this video to the end. That's the reality. Okay, let's go to the business now. But it's true. I've saved the last for the best. Now, the business number one. The business number one is none other than having a business called the Unique. And I want you to get this correctly. Unique event planning. Let me use the black pen. Unique event planning. What does that exactly mean? Okay, nowadays you find most of the people, for example, I'm a fan of GT Sunset, these car shows of whatever. You find people somewhere racing with cars and all those are events. There are people who are so much now, but just like I've told you at the beginning of this video, most of the people nowadays, they love things to do with selfish, how they appear, how they look, their beauty, and all those kind of things. Their anniversaries, their outing, their adventuring, and all those kind of coming together. Others love parties and what. Those are areas that you can be able to make some cash, and you don't have to buy yourself. For example, when I say event planning, probably you're thinking about, I don't know, have cars, where can I get cars? No, you don't have to. Just know the company that deals with events. Just know the company that deals with tours, whatever, here and there. All right, you don't need a huge chunk of money. If you have a social media account, especially if you have a TikTok account, or maybe you have a Facebook account, you can be able to organize. And this is a thing that I do time to time. By the way, that's like my side hustle. I'm telling you the thing that I do. All right. See, you actually sit somewhere and be like, okay, fine. I know someone who has a van who does this and that. Okay, I don't want to buy a van, or maybe probably I don't even have the money to buy a van, but I can be able to organize my friends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll be like, I partner with the guy and ask them, okay, how much will it cost for us to go to, say, Savo? Okay, Savo is just an example of one of the biggest national park we have in Kenya, or say Masai Mara, or we have a lot of big and beautiful places to visit in Kenya. Okay, if you didn't know that. So now you're like, maybe a zip lining or something of sort. Maybe that will cost you, like, each person will pay like 800 shillings or maybe 1,000 shillings. And then you partner with the guy with the car and you ask them, okay, fine, how much will it charge? It doesn't have sometimes to be like a van that for the tours and what have you. You can even organize with a very nice and elegant matatu or trotro if you're watching this from Ghana, or if daladala, if you're watching me, if taxi, if you're watching me from South Africa. Simply means like the public transport, provided the car is in good shape. So you actually organize those guys. So if you can make, like, let's say 200 from people, actually you're actually there, you're also enjoying, and also you're making money in the same time. You can organize like party for the old. Maybe there's some people who are very busy working in town and their parents are back home. You can organize a package. Be like, you know what, guys, when was last time you took your mom or your dad to a party, or maybe somewhere they can be able to relate with other old people, where they can have some time. There is a place where they can sleep, and maybe the package goes for only 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, depends on where you want to take them. And then you organize with people who are decent drivers, and then organize some hotel somewhere. Obviously, you're gonna get a stipend, you're gonna get a package for that. You have to think. In 21st century, you need to think. You need show up in those hotels, talk to them, tell them, hey, you know what? I'm a social media guy. I do this 1, 2, 3. Or guess what? I can be able to do this. How about I pull some people, I bring them here, okay, in this package and what and what. What do I stand to gain? They want customers. You want money. You partner with them. You have somebody who has a car. You can partner with them. You take these people to this place. Maybe it will cost for 2 days. They are telling you, hey, give me 2,000 each. Then you charge them 2,500. 500 is yours. Or maybe you charge them 3,000. 1,000 bob is yours. And then you keep organizing those parties and those. Just be aggressive. For God's sake, there's nothing provided on a silver platter. You need to think for you to make some cash, solve problems. You also organize something called like, what do we call them? Come on, I'm forgetting the name. The birthday parties, the anniversaries, then what have you. For example, in Kenya, the most followed individual is a guy who does, fun things, going out there and giving people flowers and what have you. The guy is a millionaire. He makes a lot of money. Sometimes the greatest idea does not then like the greatest, or the greatest achievement does not need like the greatest idea out there. Just jog your mind a little bit. Be creative, and you can do the thing. You can start a business. And by the way, this is a business you can even start with almost nothing. True, you can start with nothing. You just need to know somebody, and that's it. Or if you have some cash, maybe it's like 20 or 30 or 50,000, you can start with this. And then you get paid. Just need to think, okay? Let's go to the next business, okay? The business number 2. This is a business called the cleaning services. Cleaning services. You can call them laundry, you can call them whatever, but let's call it the cleaning services for these purposes of this video, okay? What does it mean? Just like I've told you, nowadays people, for example, if you come to Kenya, there is this, the middle incomer is bulging, is growing, the middle incomers guys. So what does it mean? It means some of the things they need them to be helped. For example, these guys need to wash their clothing, they need to run some errands, they need to clean their couches, their recliners, they need to clean their carpets, they need to wipe their houses, the dust, maybe wipe their electronics. I mean, like generally cleaning. I saw some even ladies are actually partnering up with like 4 or 3 ladies, and then they cook for the bachelors. And I want you to get this idea in a very unique way. I'm not telling you as a lady you go cooking for people, those bachelors. For your own securities, they go at least 4 of them to make sure that at least they are safe. They are safe, those kind of, because you never know the kind of individual whom you're dealing with. And try to separate the job and also those activities. They go there, they clean, they prepare your supper. There's a dish called chapatis here in Kenya. So most of the men don't know how to prepare it. I said most of them are. If you know, you stand out, okay, to prove me wrong. So, for example, personally, I don't even know how to cook it. So now you find those good guys are invited, they prepare those things, they keep them in a fridge, they wipe all your chairs, their couches, or whatever the thing you're gonna call them, they spread your bed. I mean, like generally cleaning, making sure that at least whatever you are. For example, nowadays we are not even so it's actually picking up. What do we call the movers? When you're migrating from one location to the other, you don't have to go to traditionally look for somebody who is out there, provide they mishandle maybe your electronics, they mishandle some of the products, maybe they break out and all those kind of things. Nowadays, we have movers, very decent people. You don't even have to be there when they are moving. You just show up to their company, you pay them. Then after that, you come back to show where you are actually getting the products from, or your goods from, or wherever you live currently. Then where you are going, you handle them a key. Then you go back to your job. When you come by the evening, you don't go to the previous place. You go to the place where you showed them. They organize everything. They ask you, would you like us to plan your place the way it was or something or so? You tell them, yeah, you can, but you can as well be a little bit creative. Do whatever. They make sure that they handle nowadays things are changing. Even when it comes to cleaning services, you wipe people's whatever when I say wipe, like general cleaning and what have you. Don't offer the cleaning services in a traditional way, and you don't have to wait them to come to your place. Maybe for things like carpets and what have you, they can bring them to you, but some of the services you can actually take them there. I even saw some mobile barbers and salonists. They are walking to places in those estates, telling them you don't have to go and queue there. We are here, we can prepare for you, we can. You get the thing. That's what you do, all right? We go to the next one. For this one, you may not need a huge chunk of money again, but depends on what you're washing. Then if you're washing things like carpets and whatever, some of the basic things you need there are detergents, the vacuum cleaners, the other wipers, and all those kind of things. You can even include things to do with the pest control, because pests are there. Yeah, you can also include those services, how to eradicate, okay, we call them the terminators. We go to the point number 3. The business number 3 is actually coaching services. Coaching services. And by the way, if you would like to make some cash, you can make it here on coaching something. There's something that that you can coach people. And for this one, probably you can even start with 0 shilling or $0 or whatever the thing you call it in your country. You can start with a 0. Why? It's because this coaching services basically means that it's something that you can teach people. And one of the greatest mistakes that usually people do is that, say you're employed somewhere, maybe you work as a HR, maybe let's say you're a psychologist, maybe let's say you are a surveyor, maybe let's say you're an engineer. There is a thing that you usually do in that particular place, and you've realized, hey, guess what? I'm actually making a lot of money for this company. How about I start mine? And then what you do first is go buy furniture, rent a place, I don't know what, 6th floor and what have you. You have yourself a very expensive furniture, you have yourself a lot of overheads. No, first of all, don't buy all those furnitures and TVs and tellies and what and boardroom and what have you. First of all, start by having an online presence. Therefore, you can coach some people. Maybe you can coach marriages. You can coach things to do with the law. You can coach things to do with buying of properties. You can coach with real estate. You can coach things to do with personal development, mental health. You can coach all those kind of things. How to handle children, how to handle teenagers. These are the areas where you can be able to delve onto and be able to make some cash and be able to grow to the next level. I don't know. So far, I'm on business number 3. I don't know whether you've realized something. It's still on services. Services. I'm not yet to talk about goods. It's about services. Because services, you are the one who defines how much you'll charge. Did you get my point? Services, you know what, there is nothing sweet to operate on as far as the business is concerned than when you deal with services. This is pure customer service. And it means that then you are the one who to, for example, if you show up to a doctor and they tell you, my consultation fee is 10,000, how can you negotiate that? Like, they're the one who defines how much they charge for the consultation. But for example, if I buy this pen, obviously this pen's price will be dictated not only by me, but also my competitors. They already know, hey, why are you selling yours this and the other one is selling this? Yeah, I know there is an argument as well to why are you as a doctor? But rarely do we even question those people. Can you imagine showing up to a counselor and they tell you like, sure, for my session, for a couple I charge X amount of money. Why would you say, hey, why not X minus 2? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So services industry is an area where you can be able to make some cash and be able to do good. Okay. We go to the business number 4. Business number 4 is none other than having yourself into the beauty industry. Beauty industry in this case, regard, again, I said it's dealing with people's ego, because that's where you can make a lot of money from. All right. See, now, beauty industry here, it's about making, I don't know much about the beauty, by the way. All I know is a good business. In terms of the specifications, like the eyebrows, I don't know what you guys call this. I don't know much, but what I know is that it's an industry that is actually going. And when I say beauty industry, this one can actually be intertwined with other things like fashion, fashion business, what have you. It can also engage things to do with the health of the skin, how to make sure that you spotless and what have you. There's some of the ladies whom you meet them on the way. They have actually they're on a very beauty, what do we call them? The makeups and what have you. And you ask them, where do you do your makeup? Some of them tell me, I do it by myself. You can even make a content about them, the makeups, the beauty kind of a thing. You can just get yourself a camera, your ring light, and also you show up on maybe some social media. You show people, this is how you can make your bill, whatever, you can make your whatever. And by the way, if you'd like to book me, for a private session where I can be able to not only teach you, but as well be able to do it for you, I charge this amount of money. Or if you'd like us to have a Zoom, if you'd like us to, those are the things that you'd be able to do. This one, you'll be able to expand the basket of income, and you're able to scale down to multiple of the people who can be able to see you, approach you, and be able to make some cash out of that specific thing. So beauty industry, it's an area that is actually expanding rapidly, and you can take advantage of it, especially in these countries of ours and the continent of ours, where we have the large, what do you call them? The middle incomers are actually growing bigger and bigger each and every day. So it's an area to be tapped as well. We go to the point number 5. Number 5, this is where we talk about the food truck. By the way, this idea, I actually got it from, I was in town walking by, and then I saw somebody with I don't want to use the word funny truck, but it was kind of funny truck. Like it's a truck that you can be able to open it from the back and front and what have you. And then the guy is selling burgers, selling chips, fries, whatever you can call them, and vegetables. And there are things here we call them the smoky, the smochas, the samosas, and the sausages and what have you. I was so much intrigued. I actually had a bite, actually, By the way, I love street food. For me, I totally love street food, yeah. I specifically, I love smocha, and also love goat head, yeah, the head of the goat. You see the goat itself, its head. Whew, I love that thing. So anyway, the point is, this is an area that you can actually, provided you actually adhere to the rules and the laws of the land, you get all the certification, and obviously you have to adhere with, don't go park near a dustbin. I mean, obviously, go pick it in a place whereby, I don't know whether you guys usually watch these videos for New York. You find somebody has a very nice truck, is selling all those things. Those guys are raking in a lot of money. You don't offer where people sit and eat. No, they just grab and walk away with it. Call them the takeaways, okay? So it's an area whereby you can just go, lease it from the city council or county council or municipal or whatever the thing you call it in your country. Then you can be able to get the licensing. Maybe I think this one may be a little bit expensive, bearing in mind that you have to have the truck itself, but you can buy an old one, yeah? provided that thing can actually go. So you can do some painting, the cuttings and what. I totally understand. This one made it a little bit of money, but again, I can assure you, budget of less than 500, maybe 600, or maybe below or something of sort, you can be able to get into this business and do something about it. You can think about it if you do have the cash, especially if you can be able to walk. Maybe you walk from one place, maybe at the morning you can sell 1, 2, 3, at the evening you can sell this, maybe that's sometimes you can go to near college or an institution. You can be mobile, you can be static, depends on how you'd like it to be. And as well, you can be able to get a container, you can be able to do this, and it can be an amazing business that you can be able to do in 2024. Let's go to the business number 6. This is probably the second last, is the social media management. Social media management. Okay, the moment you see a lot of people are actually getting to the content creation, it means as well they're creating some jobs for you. You can be able to manage some people. For example, you find like a content creator has a lot of social media channels, has a YouTube channel, TikTok, has a Facebook page, has an IG, there is an X somewhere. So that means that all that guy has to reply, and all those social media areas, there are DMs. You know, you find there's like 1,000 DMs here, 10,000 DMs there, 1,200, 400, 300, whatever the place is. Sometimes there are some of the inquiries, some emails to be replied. So if you can be able to offer those services on social media management, yeah, you can be able to do that. Inbox those social media people and ask them if you can be able to manage with them, and obviously prove that you are able to do that, because probably you have ever done it or you are doing it. You don't have to manage it for one person. You can manage for multiple people and such kind of a thing. Okay, yeah, and you can be able to make some things. And the last one, I told you that I'm going to save it for the best, is none other than having yourself into the health industry. And this health industry, a pharmacy. This one I'm not going to stress a lot. I talked about it last my video. It has been, or forever remain to be, my favorite business, the pharmacy, or people call it chemist here in Kenya, or you can call it duka la dawa, that is in Swahili, simply means a shop that sells medicine. Anyway, it is what it is. You can go check my older videos on that business. Okay, anyway, for now, that is the businesses that I can tell you. If you get into them, then you're able to get something at the end of the day in 2024. And does not mean these are the only one. There are very many other businesses that you can be able to do in 2024 and do something about it. Tell me on the comment section, which one are you running and how is it taking you, and what would you advise for the next point? And are you running any of those that I've actually discussed here? If then you are, shoot that on the comment section. Let's get started. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one. But don't forget, if you would like my services pertaining to this, you can always grab that number of mine from the description of this specific video. Let's talk business and move to the next level. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.